All right, you're here because you're trying to figure out how you should market your business in order to drive more revenue. You've been crunching your numbers and you found out that, hey, I've not made as much money as I want to this year. Maybe I should invest in marketing. But now you're confused as to what channels you should actually be putting efforts toward. So in this video, I'm going to break down the ecosystem of digital marketing, which includes SEO, social media, ads on both Facebook and on Google. And I'm going to give you some ideas on how you can best leverage each of those channels. And if you have the budget and the capacity to use all of them together to form an integrated ecosystem that makes your clinic the number one in your city. If you are a clinic owner and you are really looking to ramp up your patient acquisition, hit that like and subscribe button because I create videos every single week on how you can build patient acquisition systems in order to make sure your clinic is not just growing, it's thriving. So let's get into it. First and foremost, I want to preface this video by showing you a video of Neil Patel, who is a world-renowned marketer. And he has basically talked about which channels are going to be the most effective in terms of bringing in revenue. So let's check that out.
You're going to hate this data, but it shows where you should be spending your marketing effort. He surveyed 118 businesses that all generate a minimum of $100 million a year in different verticals to see what marketing channels generate the most revenue. But first, let's break down what marketing channels companies spend most of.
All right, so let's pause this for a second. So let's take a look at what marketing channels are companies spending their time on. The first one here is organic social media. Okay, this is when you're posting on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and stuff like that. One thing I just want to let you know about posting on social media is that if you are expecting to blow up your clinic by going viral, that is a very low chance of happening. If you're looking to go viral, you have to like really go against the grain in order to make your video blow up. But in the healthcare space, that is a very sensitive area. So what you want to do is just create content in order to build trust. You might not get a lot of views or a lot of traction on social media, but it helps build your brand in the long term. But anyways, let's continue with this.
Their time off. Here's a part of, hey, let's break down which channels generate the most revenue. It makes sense why people want to spend a large chunk of their time marketing on social media, especially organic social, because
so organic social media does not bring in that much revenue, whereas paid ads really moves the needle.
Sexy. According to data report, people spend on average 2 hours and 27 minutes a day on social media, but they really didn't learn the ROI. Just because marketing channels like paid ad, and SEO, and email marketing aren't sexy, it doesn't mean you should ignore them. The numbers don't lie.
So as you can see, basically what he was saying is a lot of businesses spend their time on building up their social media, even though the social media is not going to be their biggest revenue driver. And the reason why paid ads do so well is because when you have paid ads, especially on Meta, let's say, you are getting in front of people. You are paying Facebook and Instagram or Meta to put your ad in front of people. And when you can put yourself in front of people, that's when you increase the market awareness, when you increase trust, and ultimately get more inquiries rolling in. So let's break down this clinical marketing ecosystem. All right. We only want to focus on 4 channels, and those 4 channels are going to be SEO, paid ads, that's going to be on Meta, Google, and social media. Yeah, pardon my writing. What I want to do is break down the strengths and weaknesses of each of these channels so you get a better understanding of the timeline and the effort that goes into building up these channels. And then we'll kind of go into how a integrated ecosystem works. Okay. So let's start with SEO. So SEO. What I like about SEO is that it brings in people actively searching in the market, right? Google is a platform that people go to discover new solutions. It's a discovery platform, as in they have a problem and they want to find out more information about possible solutions that are out there. Now, let's say you are ranking top 3 on Google in your city. You are more likely to get more inquiries than any of your competitors. And the reason is because on Google, you have this top three thing. It kind of looks like this, but it's like competitor one, competitor two, and maybe you. And then it's attached to Google Maps here, right? And these three here get about 80% of the traffic. So if you are ranking on Google, you have a very high chance of capturing people that are actively looking in the market, right? Plus, it also builds authority. Authority is one of those things, as in Google sees you as a very high ranking business or a website. But not only that, people who go to Google and see you at the number one, two, or three spot know that you are a credible business because you're in that top spot. Google trusts you, so should they. The only thing about SEO is that if you haven't started your SEO strategies, it can take at least 6 months to a year to get you in that top spot. And of course, that also depends on how much competition you have in the market and what keywords are being ranked for and sought after, things like that. But usually 1 year, 6 months to 1 year is a pretty good timeline. I want to highlight that SEO is not dead. And let me tell you why. Because we are moving into the age of AEO, artificial intelligence engine optimization. This is when people are searching on ChatGPT, when people are searching on Perplexity, on Claude, and they're essentially talking to it and trying to figure out a solution. And then they might ask the question, who in my city is able to provide this solution? And believe it or not, we have been working a lot on our AEO, and we do get clients who are using ChatGPT, Claude, or Perplexity in order to get more information on either neurofeedback, TMS, or any other service that we offer. So do not overlook AEO because how it works is SEO is first. These AI engines, believe it or not, they go through Reddit, then they scrape search engines. Now, Reddit is good for getting a lot of information. People are talking about, let's say, people are talking about like the sentiment of the service and things like that. But on search engines is where you're really standing out as a clinic, especially if you're writing blog posts about certain topics that people are asking about, because it will use your blog post in order to feed the user the information, right? And then once you have that working for you, you're going to get more traffic to the website, you're going to get more visibility on your business, and ultimately you're going to get more people into the door. So don't overlook SEO. Now let's go into paid ads. Paid ads. So as Neil Patel said before, paid ads is where a majority of your revenue is going to be coming in from. And the reason for this is, first, let's break down on Google and then Meta. Okay. So Google, like I mentioned before, people go to Google when they are in discovery mode. They're searching for a solution to their problem. Now, if you can use search terms that people are searching for, you can show your ads at that point. And if people click on your ad, please make sure you send them to a landing page, not your website, because that's going to drop your conversion value very much. And on Meta, you are pushing out ads to drive awareness, right? Google is pull marketing. So for example, let's say someone is coming in through the door, right? Let me draw a door. And there's ad one, ad two, ad three, ad four. Your job is to pull them towards your ad by making it compelling because you have other people who are also promoting the ads, right? Meta is push marketing, meaning you are paying to get a spot on people's feed. That's essentially what that is. Now, the reason that these two are the main revenue drivers, and I have created a whole integrated ad strategy video on my channel, so please make sure to check that out. But Google, you capture high intent people, and on Meta, you capture highly interested people. Now, let me just quickly break down the difference between the two. High intent is people who are actively searching in the market for a service like yours. Granted that you choose the right key terms. They're educated about what they need and they're just looking to make the next move. This is why you want to have Google Ads in your repertoire. Meta is highly interested people because you hit them with an ad, say, hey, do you have a problem with this? Well, we have a solution. And again, you drive them to a landing page and explain that solution, right? These people are going to be as good as these people in terms of quality, given that your ad and your landing page are very powerful. Okay. So let's move on to social media. This is mainly for brand awareness, for education and trust. Now, like I said before, I wouldn't expect you to create videos and go viral. Virality is a completely different, let's call it a science at this point, that we don't need to tap into. Because if we have these things going for us, SEO and our paid ads, social media will be able to, let's say, sell itself. But the thing with social media is that there has to be consistency. And I'm not really talking about making it look fancy. I'm talking about consistency in terms of posting, being in front of people. Now, there's two parts to this. The first one is obviously posting, but the second part is engagement. Second part is engagement. Now, this engagement, couple things. You want to go into groups, and you make sure that you're using your business profile to go into these groups. So, like ADHD group or mom's group or local hairdresser group, whichever groups that your clinic is closely related to, those are the groups that you want to go into. And you just want to engage very lightly. Hey, check this out. Okay, I don't want to write that. Hey, check this out. Hey, this is cool. Have you thought about doing this? Like that, just very high level engagement because that builds visibility. And because you're talking to people using your page, your business page, those people will likely follow you as well. Okay. And then obviously there's the whole liking posts and then commenting, right? That being said, most business owners do not have time to do this, but this tool or this lever can be outsourced. And this is something that we help our clients with is do the posting and then go into these groups and just engage with these groups. Talk about what neurofeedback is. Talk about the benefits of TMS. Talk about how ADHD has different solutions for it, right? When you're doing all these things, it helps build up these things here. Okay. So that's just a high level breakdown of each of these channels, but I really want to educate you on how this ecosystem comes together. All right, so let's look at this. So we have your clinic. Okay. Your clinic. Then you have your social media. Then you have your let's call it Facebook ads. And on this side you have your SEO. And then on this side you have your Google ads. Now, how these things come in together, okay? These two here take a longer time, social media and the SEO to take some time to build up. So what we want to do if you want to start generating immediate revenue and market awareness is start running ads. Okay. So I'll give you an example. Let's say you launch a clinic. Service X, because this can be applied to any service that you want to start promoting. What you're going to do is you're going to go to Facebook and you're going to create an ad that's specific to the service and talk about the pain points that that service solves. Okay. What happens when you go on Facebook and you promote your ads is the ad structure looks kind of like this. Essentially, whatever you see on a profile, right? So it looks like this. So you have your video here, whatever, a little bit of caption, but then they have this, your profile. When people see an ad, they'll see the picture or the video and then the caption, but they see your profile, right? So when they're going through this, they're wondering like, okay, I want to make sure that this is a scam. So what they do is they click on the profile. And when they click on the profile, they are going to go over to your social media. Now, if you don't have posts in your social media, if you have maybe 10 followers, no likes, no views, it doesn't look like a credible social media page, this ad is not going to be very useful. Okay. So you launch these Facebook ads, then you go over to Google and you go to Google Keyword Planner and you see what type of search terms people are searching for when it comes to your service. So you want to find symptoms that people are searching for. I have a video on how to get more patients marked by marketing pain. So I highly recommend you watch that because it talks about how you should be addressing and talking to potential clients or patients. All right. So they see your ad on Facebook. It's like, okay, cool. That sounds interesting. Next, they keep scrolling. They keep scrolling. Right. Then they go over to Google and they start typing in their symptoms, and your ad pops up. You go to the landing page. It's branded with your logo, your clinic, and everything to do with you. They're like, this is interesting. Okay, cool. They click back out of it. A couple days later, something else happens, and they're like, I should probably take up this service. So now, because you've hit them on Facebook, you've interacted with them through Google Ads. Now they know who offers a service. So they're going to go over to your Google and search you up. Now, when they search you up, you want to make sure you have reviews. You have images, and this is on your Google business profile, images, and all like your details of location, number, email, anything that goes onto the business profile optimization. What you want to do is make sure you are trusted everywhere. These ads, these Facebook ads get you the visibility in the market. These Google ads bring in high intent people. SEO builds trust and authority in the local market. And your social media helps with brand awareness and just a general educational platform that people can go to when they need your service. And this is how you become the number one clinic in your city, by optimizing each one of these different channels. If you found this helpful, please hit that like and subscribe button. I will see you on the next one.